How's it going, everyone? This is Fury Gaming here, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 best-selling PlayStation Vita games of all time. Now, granted, the PlayStation Vita definitely hasn't sold a lot compared to the 3DS in terms of systems and games, but it still managed to sell a couple of units, with some games selling over 1 million copies, some are actually HD remakes, which managed to sell over 1 million copies. So, without further ado, let's get to the list. At number 10, we have Borderlands 2, which managed to sell 820,000 copies on the Vita. Borderlands 2 is essentially the console counterpart, which was then remade on the PlayStation Vita. It definitely suffered a lot of bugs and issues with frame rates and downscale of the graphics, but the fact that they were able to deliver that close to console experience on the PlayStation Vita was exceptional. Online wasn't always compatible, and the DLC that they ended up including was a great bonus, but Borderlands 2 managed to sell 820,000 copies, which that's a great number, so good for them. At number 9, we have Final Fantasy X/X2 HD, which was 2 games in one that managed to sell over 830,000 copies. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is like the only Final Fantasy game that's on the PlayStation Vita. I could be totally wrong, but a PlayStation 2 game that was remade to the HD capabilities of the PlayStation Vita sold close to 1 million copies. That is quite impressive, considering the fact that there aren't many Final Fantasy games on the PlayStation Vita. It's a great number, so good for them. At number 8, we have Killzone Mercenary, which managed to sell over 970,000 copies. Killzone Mercenary is one of my favorite FPS games. Even after release, Killzone Mercenary still had support from the developers themselves by fixing online experiences, adding free levels and weapons and all this other cool stuff. I was really surprised of it. I was really happy that they ended up supporting it for such a long time. It was one of the most anticipated games of the time, and it's one of my favorite games on the PlayStation Vita. It really is. At number 7, we have Need for Speed Most Wanted, which managed to sell over 1 million copies, 1.14 million copies to be exact. Need for Speed Most Wanted also came out to the other consoles, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the fact that it sold over 1 million copies, considering the fact that the console counterparts had a better experience, they were able to provide what I would say the best racing experience on the Vita on the go, with some great graphics, some great content, with some awesome cars, and the online experience was also there. Being able to race and just compete with other people online was just, oh my gosh, it was a great experience overall. Definitely a great racing game. At number 6, we have Persona 4 Golden, which sold 1.34 million copies, which again is one of my favorite PlayStation Vita games of all time. Persona 4 Golden was a PlayStation 2 original, then came out to the PlayStation Vita with more content, more characters, and a better experience on the go, and a game that I put closely to 50 hours, okay, and I have not been in the game yet. It's that big, it's that massive, there's a lot to do in the game. Definitely have to check it out. At number 5, we have Little Big Planet on the PlayStation Vita, which sold 1.43 million copies. Little Big Planet is one of my favorite franchise games of all time, that being video games in general, but also in the PlayStation ecosystem. Being able to play creative levels from Media Molecule, to being able to provide cool content to online people by sharing levels and playing other people's levels. The whole experience and everything that Little Big Planet is known for, being able to take that on the go on the Vita was a great experience. I'm happy they sold over 1 million copies. Should be more, guys. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do. At number 4, we have Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, which sold 1.47 million copies. The game was a spin-off, still taking place in the same world as Assassin's Creed 3 took. This time you're playing a female protagonist, and being able to have that same experience, or close to experience, with the graphics. They have the open worldness that the game is known for on the go, especially on the PlayStation Vita, which was, again, one of very few open world games that exist on the system. It was a great experience, especially if you're a big Assassin's Creed fan. You have to check this game out, especially on the go with the Vita. At number 3, we have Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified, which managed to sell 1.62 million copies. Now, granted, I have bashed the game, okay? There's other people that have. It definitely had terrible ratings on Metacritic and some other gaming websites that really were frustrated with the game, were hoping for the best. Me, particular, was hoping this game was going to revolutionize the PlayStation Vita in terms of being able to sell more and being able to take the next step to make the PlayStation Vita the best handheld. But because Call of Duty is a well-established name, and the fact that there's a lot of people still playing in the community, and being able to take that experience to the best console counterpart on the go, Black Ops Declassified definitely excelled in that counterpart. Fortunately, I really wish that a bit better developing team actually made the game. Had it received 9s and 10s or whatever, this game would have helped the PlayStation Vita in the long run, being able to probably even like quadruple the sales of the game, but also of the system. And Sony, you had a gem and you messed it up. At number 2, we have Uncharted Golden Abyss, which managed to sell 1.69 million copies. What can I say? I'm a huge Uncharted fan. When I heard that an Uncharted game was coming out with the system when the PlayStation Vita was being launched, I was just like, yes, Sony, you learn from the PSP mistakes. You're releasing the games that people want, big franchise games, well-established games, you know? And I was really happy that the PlayStation Vita got at least a spin-off game of the series, and it was one of my favorite games of all time. Definitely one of my favorite games. It doesn't have online multiplayer capabilities, but still, who cares? Story mode is where it's at, and you still have the returning characters as well as other additional characters in the game. At number 1, we have, drum roll please, Minecraft. Minecraft managed to sell 2.02 million copies, the first and only game to actually sell over 2 million copies. The interesting thing about this is Minecraft was only available via the PlayStation Network, and you could not buy the physical copy of Minecraft. You could only buy it in the PlayStation Network. If you went to the store, you can buy it, I guess, but you would come with a code, which again, you would have to use that code on the PlayStation Store and then use that to buy it. And their marketing team actually took full advantage by actually having a bundle, being able to have a physical copy of it, a retail copy, and they never did that. And that's unfortunate because Minecraft is a huge franchise game. Like it's massive. It's, I think, over 100 million copies have been sold on all platforms, including the PC. And again, Sony messed up with this jam. Minecraft on the PlayStation Vita is a great experience. It could have done way better in terms of marketing, being able to bundle it with the PlayStation Vita, having a physical copy when it came out, and just pretty much having a lot more with it and being able to say, hey guys, look at this cool game. You know, the game plays well, don't get me wrong, it plays well, but the marketing team definitely could have done a better job in being able to provide more information of the game and really being able to market it much more better. All right guys, this concludes the top 10 best-selling PlayStation Vita games of all time. Make sure to use the hashtag PS Vita Army to connect with other PlayStation Vita owners and join the community as well. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.